Welcome back to the channel, guys. Behind me is a beautiful 2019 C7 Z06 all the way from Las Vegas, Nevada. Andrew originally gave us a deposit for this thing for an 800 horsepower package, and as he was waiting for us to schedule transport to pick it up, to deliver it to us for the build, I don't think it was only a couple weeks before he decided to go from our 800 to our 1,000 horsepower package. So the main difference being we get rid of the 1.7 liter supercharger and install the 2650. But let me show y'all, so you get an idea of how beautiful this thing looks and turned out. Not only does it look awesome from the outside with the wheels and tires on it, Andrew is a cool ass customer, sent us the vehicle with a box of goodies in the trunk. I think within one day, our guys here had all the snacks eaten up. Justin probably had 95% of them done within an hour, but hey, it is what it is. Andrew, appreciate it. So back to the build. Andrew is a weekend warrior. He likes to take his car to car shows as well as enjoy it, maybe racing people on his way to car shows and leaving car shows. So not only did he want it to look good under the hood, but he wanted it to perform. So again, first thing you see right when you pop the hood is the badass 2650 supercharger. So the 1.7 liter, we put in the dumpster, we put the 2650 on it. From there, our complete cam package, which you can't see, but inside the engine is our custom grind camshaft, cylinder heads completely redone, double valve spring kit, titanium retainers, all new seals, locks, everything to make this engine as fresh as can be, minus the short block. So from cylinder heads to oil pan, we pretty much make everything as fresh as we can, minus the block, crank rods, and pistons for our 1,000 horsepower package. So you have camshaft, then obviously we run American racing headers with all of our builds, and on a higher horsepower build, we go with the larger primaries. So it's either a 1 7/8 or even a 2-inch primary with a 3-inch X pipe that runs all the way back to, he already had a AWE catback installed when he brought it to us. As always, guys, we run the big gulp, so it's a big 5-inch cold air induction. On our higher horsepower builds, we also always run a nice breather. As y'all can see, the radium breathers on that side. We make it easy for the customers at home. That this car is on flex fuel, so it can run 93 or E85. We have underneath the car, we make it very simple to drain your catch can when you're at home. So whether you're a road race guy or you're a weekend cruiser like him, I tell customers every oil change, just drain it, or every other oil change, you can just drain it. Depends on how much you're getting on the car. But again, this one was spec'd out for him to run on 93 octane. And again, in Vegas, he doesn't have the best gas in the world. So that's why we decided to go with E85 as well. So he can get his full potential out of it when he puts E85 in the tank. But again, if he wanted to go from Las Vegas across the country, he could put 93 or 91 in it and cruise and have no issues as well. So this thing is again, this is what we call our 1,000 horsepower package for the LT4 platform. That is very reliable when it comes to how hard we spin the blower, when it comes to heat soak for the intake air temps. This car does not have an aftermarket ice tank in it because he's not a really big drag racer or a big highway racer going top speeds like a half-mile events. So it wasn't needed in his case. But for later, if he wanted to upgrade, obviously that's stuff we can do later. But the way we spin the supercharger right now, it's not needed. And as y'all can see, I guess because he did have time as well, waiting for the parts to show up, he went ahead and had under the hood done before we even got the car to us. And to me, it actually turned out pretty kick-ass, if I have to say. Maybe I'm a little biased because of that right there, but Andrew, I think it looks fucking kick-ass. And the rest of the car, with the Strassi wheels on it, Toyos all the way around, nice spoiler on the back. This thing, I think we stopped at 875 rear-wheel horsepower on E85. And like I said, it does have the AWE catback exhaust system on it. So it is a little bit deeper tone than like the stock mufflers, which I guess you'll hear in a second. I'll start it up, let y'all hear it. All right, me being the squirrel I am, I'm so anxious to go drive this thing. I forgot to mention the fuel system on this car. Because we did E85, and again, unlike other shops, a lot of people put meth kits on these things to help for the fuel source, to be able to get enough fuel to be able to run E85. We do a low side fuel system, so we have a bigger fuel pump that feeds the mechanical pump. We also install a larger mechanical fuel pump, and we also install larger DI injectors. What that does, guys, it allows this car to run the way it did from the factory, which is direct injection at idle and at wide open throttle, and all the customer has to do is put 93 in the tank or E85 in the tank, and once we're done tuning it with the flex fuel sensor, the computer does everything else. You don't have to add meth to it anywhere or worry about your meth system failing and the car going lean and the engine hurting itself. It's just, again, one thing we do here. I got rid of doing meth kits just because we build cars all over the country, and a lot of people do run meth kits, and yes, they can be reliable, but it's that one time that you forget to fill it, or that one time the pump doesn't come on, there's an air pocket and the pump doesn't feed the engine, and you hurt a piston, and that's just a shitty situation. So we go from DI only to then if a customer does want more than this, we do port injection on it instead, where if it's a Magnuson, we can put a plate kit right here that goes in between the supercharger and the cylinder head with an injector on each one. And again, it'd be the same situation where the customer just hops in it and puts 93 or E85 in it. And this car can go from 900 rear wheel horsepower with the fuel to 1,500, 2,000 horsepower with the fuel if we spun the supercharger hard enough and if it had a built engine for it. But a few little things I forgot to mention earlier, but now I'm gonna hop in it and go show y'all what it can sound like and hopefully what it can do. All right, as y'all can see, we installed a P3 gauge so the customer can see his ethanol content. When you go back from 93 and E85 a lot, you think in your head you know the mixture, but over months of you switching back and forth, you kind of don't know. So we installed a gauge so you can see that. And as you can tell, this car is super clean in the inside with all the suede and Alcantara for the steering wheel. He's got the carbon fiber dash and even more Alcantara and suede with the yellow stitching. To me, it looks beautiful as can be. it hooked and went. Again, that was third gear, 3,000, just kind of easing into the gas. And I think it was a 5.3, 60 to 130. Not bad for the first pull. All right, so the first pull we made, guys, again, car went a 5.31, which is, I mean, really fast. With the Toyos on it, I was scared it was gonna spin, so I didn't even go full throttle till about 68 miles an hour, it looks like. I kind of rolled into the throttle. The 3-4 shift was a little early. The 4-5 is pretty good, but I'm gonna try to get on it a little bit sooner, and I raised the shift points just a little bit. And again, it's getting hotter and hotter, so we might not see any difference, but I'm trying to get to go 520. 60 to 130 would be good in this heat. So we'll try it one more time. But the logs look good. Fueling's good as always. The tune-up looks nice and safe. I'm just trying to fine-tune it to go a little bit faster if I can in these conditions, because where he lives, it's gonna be hot there as well. Just looked over the log. It's cool to show you guys, like I said, the first pass, there's a big difference between a 5.31 and a 5.11. That's 2/10. So just like I said, not every car that we build, you know, yes, we have a 1,000 horsepower package, that a lot of the same parts, but we custom build every car per vehicle of what the customer's needs and goals are. So to show you guys, to go just from me making my first pass, making a small adjustment with the transmission and a few other things to pick up 2/10, it's cool to show y'all. 2/10 might not sound like a lot to y'all, but in the drag racing world and the roll racing world, that is a very big difference. And again, with the heat outside and the DA, what it is, 5.11, again, leaving in third gear on a street car like this is awesome. And again, I know it has 4s in it if we want to take off in second gear with a better tire on it, but what he plans on doing with the car, that's more than enough. I hope y'all enjoy seeing, and I kind of explain a little bit of what I'm doing in between, making my changes in between pulls to kind of show you how I pick it up. The same thing at a drag strip when I go racing with customers, and which again, we'll try to do more of that this year. Just summertime's coming. Heat in Houston sucks, so drag times aren't always the best, but it's cool to share with you guys after each pull what I change and why I change it to try to get it to run quicker or to run faster. And if I'm boring y'all, sorry, just post and say, stop talking. I'm okay with it. I'll take it. Thanks for watching this video, guys. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Give it a like if you liked it so far. And please turn on bell notifications for future content, as we have cool stuff in the pipeline that you're going to want to see. And as always, please comment below.